The hypothalamus and pituitary gland. The hypothalamus is a small region of the brain located just above the pituitary, between and behind the eyes, and in front of the brainstem. While it's very small, the hypothalamus plays a crucial role in many important functions, such as control of temperature, appetite, hunger, thirst, and body rhythms called circadian rhythms. The hypothalamus sends chemical signals, releasing hormones to the pituitary to produce or to release a number of hormones. The pituitary gland, also called the hypophysis, is a small gland and is connected to the hypothalamus by the pituitary stalk. Physiologically, the pituitary gland is divided into two distinct portions: the anterior or front lobes of the pituitary, also known as the adenohypophysis, and the posterior or rear lobes of the pituitary, also known as the neurohypophysis. 6 important hormones are secreted by the anterior pituitary. Cells specialize in producing only one specific hormone. These hormones include growth hormone, which promotes growth of the entire body; adrenocorticotropin, or ACTH, which controls the secretion of cortisol from the adrenal gland's hormones; thyroid-stimulating hormone, which controls the rate of secretion of active thyroid, T3 and T4, by the thyroid gland; prolactin, which promotes mammary gland development and milk production for infant breastfeeding; luteinizing hormone, LH, and follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, that stimulate the maturation and release of eggs from female ovaries and some testosterone production in male testes. 2 important hormones are secreted by the posterior pituitary: antidiuretic hormone, ADH, or vasopressin, which controls the rate of water excretion into the urine by the kidneys; and oxytocin, which helps express milk from the glands of the breast to the nipples during suckling and also stimulates uterine contractions during labor and childbirth and plays a role in sexual arousal. The secretion of hormones from the anterior pituitary is controlled by releasing hormones that travel down the pituitary stalk from the hypothalamus, whereas the posterior pituitary hormones are released by nerves that travel down the stalk from the hypothalamus. These hormones are released into a rich system of blood vessels and carried throughout the body. They attach to receptors or chemical structures on the surface of specific body organs, and much like a key in a lock, they set in motion the function of that organ. Cells of the pituitary can overproduce a hormone or can suffer damage and underproduce one or more hormone. Excess hormone is usually the result of a pituitary tumor or adenoma, usually created by a genetic error in the instructions for cell multiplication, resulting in one cell type continuing to multiply. A pituitary adenoma is not a cancer. A cancer can travel to other parts of the body to cause disease where an adenoma does not. A tumor, or the impact of surgery to remove a tumor, can cause an underproduction of hormones or pituitary hormone deficiency. In summary, the hypothalamus sends start or stop signals to the pituitary to make or stop making hormones. Hormones attach to receptors in tissues and organs to manage their role in the body. Hypothalamic corticotropin, releasing hormone, or CRH, signals pituitary adrenocorticotropic hormone, or ACTH, which in turn signals the adrenal glands to produce cortisol. Hypothalamic thyrotropin, releasing hormone, or TRH, signals pituitary thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH, which in turn signals the thyroid to produce T3 and T4. Hypothalamic growth hormone, releasing hormone, or GHRH, signals pituitary growth hormone, or GH, which in turn signals muscle and bone growth and repair. Hypothalamic gonadotropin, releasing hormone, or GnRH, signals pituitary LH and FSH, which in turn signals the ovaries and testes for estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone production. Pregnancy. Induced hypertension, or PIH, releases dopamine from the hypothalamus to the anterior pituitary to stop the production of prolactin, With the inhibition of prolactin production, the breast tissue stops producing milk. Hypothalamus sends a nerve signal to the posterior pituitary to release antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which in turn signals to kidneys to soak up water. Once the hormone is produced in the amount needed, this provides a feedback signal to the hypothalamus to reverse its signals. On the other hand, low hormone levels signal the hypothalamus to restart.